It started with an email. Subject line: "You like corn?" Saul. I get weird spam like anyone else, but this one felt off, like a cob caught between your teeth. It had a single link. No text. No signature. Just that unsettling grin in the subject line staring back at me. The link itself was even weirder. cornonthecob.com. I hesitated. Who wouldn't? Curiosity always wins, though. With a deep breath and a quick prayer to whatever digital deity protects against viruses, I clicked. The website loaded instantly. Almost too fast. Like it had been waiting, anticipating my arrival. The screen flared to life, bathed in a blinding yellow. It was like staring into the sun after a long night. My eyes stung. My cursor hovered over the back button, ready to flee. The yellow faded. My vision cleared. I was looking at the most bizarre website I'd ever seen. Imagine a GeoCities page designed by someone obsessed with corn. The background was a repeating tile of cornfields, bathed in an unsettlingly cheerful sunlight. The font was Comic Sans, obnoxiously large, and in a horrifying shade of green. Blinking back the assault on my eyeballs, I started to take in the content. It seemed harmless enough. Stupid, but harmless. There were poorly photoshopped images of people in various states of undress, strategically positioned near corn on the cob. Bad jokes about shucking and husking were plastered everywhere. It was like a 13-year-old boy's awkward attempt at humor, using a thesaurus to find every synonym for the word cob. I scrolled through the site, a mixture of amusement and disgust bubbling up inside me. This was clearly a joke. Someone's idea of a funny prank website, right? Something felt wrong. The hairs on the back of my neck stood on end. The longer I stayed on the site, the more uneasy I felt. It wasn't just the awful design, or the cringe-worthy jokes. There was an underlying current of something else. Something darker. I started clicking through the different pages. Most were filled with the same corn-themed nonsense. Then I stumbled upon a page titled Harvest Time. My gut told me to turn back, to close the laptop and throw it in the nearest lake. But morbid curiosity, that insatiable beast, urged me forward. The page was blank except for a single line of text. To see the real harvest, you need to dig deeper. Below it was a text box and a button that read, "Enter password." A password? For this? It confirmed what I'd been feeling all along. This wasn't just a stupid joke website. There was something else going on here. Something hidden. Something sinister. I'm not a hacker. I barely understand how to set up my Wi-Fi router. But something about this website, this cornonthecob.com, had gotten under my skin. I had to know what was behind that password prompt. Hours melted away as I scoured the internet, searching for any mention of the website. Dead ends. Nothing. I tried every password combination I could think of. Birthdays, pet names, favorite foods. Nothing worked. Just when I was about to give up, I stumbled upon a Reddit thread, buried deep in the bowels of the internet. Someone, somewhere, had mentioned the website, and they knew the password. It was Harvest Moon. Simple, obvious, yet utterly chilling. My hands trembled as I typed it into the text box and clicked enter. The screen went black. Section 5. The Forum. The website reloaded. Gone were the bright yellows and childish fonts. Instead, I was greeted by a stark black background and a single flickering candle. The air felt heavy, charged with static energy. A sense of dread washed over me. I realized I was looking at a forum. Not your typical message board, but something archaic. The text was white on black, like an old typewriter. The forum was called The Harvest, and it was filled with horrors. Section 6. Harvest Time. The forum posts were chillingly similar in their structure. Each one began with a date, a location, and the phrase, Harvest Time. What followed were detailed accounts of abductions, people snatched from their homes, their lives, vanishing without a trace. It was clear these weren't stories. This was real. And it was happening somewhere out there, in the real world. The Harvest Time posts were interspersed with others, equally disturbing. These contained photos and videos of the abductees, tortured, mutilated, forced to perform unspeakable acts with farming equipment. The images were seared into my brain. I couldn't unsee them. The worst part? The victims' eyes. They weren't just filled with fear. There was something else there. Recognition. Like they knew their tormentors. Like they'd seen them before. Section 7. The Ritual. Deeper I delved into the forum, the more unhinged it became. The posts detailed a twisted ideology centered around corn, harvest, and sacrifice. They saw themselves as farmers, tending to a human crop. The forum was a place for them to boast about their harvest. I stumbled upon a thread discussing an upcoming harvest in a small town. Panic surged through me. This was real and close to home. Section 8. Web of Fear. I tried to pull away from the screen to rationalize what I was seeing. It had to be fake. A sick joke. An elaborate ARG, maybe. But deep down, I knew the truth. This was real. And I was in too deep. I tried to contact the authorities, but who would believe me? A website about corn-themed porn led me to a deep web forum filled with torture videos. I'd be laughed out of the precinct. Trapped in a digital nightmare, I scrolled through the forum, searching for any clue that might help me stop them. That's when I saw it. A post with a picture that made my blood run cold. It was a picture of my house. Section 9. No escape. Panic seized me. I slammed my laptop shut, its screen reflecting my own terrified face back at me. They knew who I was. They knew where I lived. And now, thanks to my insatiable curiosity, I had led them straight to my doorstep. They spun around searching for any sign of movement outside my window. The wind rustled, the leaves outside casting dancing shadows on the wall. Every creak of the floorboards, every groan of the old house sent shivers down my spine. Suddenly there was a knock at the door. 3 sharp raps. My heart hammered in my chest. I froze, paralyzed by fear. Then, a voice, muffled through the wood, sent chills down my spine.
Harvest time.